picks. I think overall, though, we've seen them been pretty consistent. Each team kind of has their favorite map that they've been going to every time. So I'm very curious to see how this match plays out. I'm a little scared to make a prediction now because last time I had a heavy favorite, and oh my gosh, we almost saw an upset. So, but I gotta say, I enjoyed the nice tongue-in-cheek trash talk between the two competitors that we saw. That's a lot of fun. In the end, you know, it's all fun here. It's good competition, but a little trash talk, you know, is always good.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, like we said before, the players themselves are just getting warmed up now and getting ready to get started. And it does look like it's almost that time, Machiavelli. Our final match. We've already decided 3 of the slots, and we have 1 more to figure out. Is it going to be Top Gun, who have been talking a whole bunch of smack today, or are their opponents going to be able to take them down on Totem Teles and earn that final slot for North America? Let's find out now as we get started on Lockbox.
As a wise man once said, there is no tomorrow right now. There is no, it's only right now. That's it.
Senas is starting off with just the range firepower here. He got taken down quite early, so he's got a pretty low stack so far, but that's the same story for a lot of these players here so far. It's Griffin looking for 1 shot on the backside. Nicely done. No, on the jump pad is able to dodge most of the damage from that rocket there. His opponent running back, or his teammate running in, and oh, nicely done. Griffin getting the double kill with 1 shot right there.
Yeah, how about that rail? Right through both guys. Griffin showing those skills that got him through that dual bracket.
And with that, Griffin and the rest of his team over here for Top Gun are going to be able to maintain control of their Obelisk choice. They'll get Obelisk B, they'll have that nice early cap, and with that, well, they're going to be able to start off with the cap, but they won't get very far with it. Only 6% on the initial channel here, and they might actually make it outside of the room. theJeffreh now going to be picking it up and preventing an interception over here by his opponent's team. Unfortunately, it gets taken by Griffin a couple seconds later, so I think Top Gun is going to pick it up now and run it back. Yeah,
but that was a decent run by, you know, he took out 3 guys on his way, landed some good rockets, so maybe that could give him some momentum, maybe to get a steal this time, and maybe they can complete it. But good recovery by Top Gun.
Thumpa running back there. We still see quite a few players actually from the side of Top Gun getting knocked out there, so a few of them are actually going to be unable to complete the transaction and bring Top Gun's soul back onto their own Obelisk here. It got stolen again by Totem Teles. Really just going back and forth right now as neither team can seem to get consistent control of it. Like I said, we had that original Top Gun channel, but since then, they haven't gotten it back to their own Obelisk yet. They've been close, but unfortunately, they've been unable to completely recap it.
Yeah, everything in the balance right now, and then it's curious now because it's in the balance. They're fighting over it, but don't forget that we got the power up right now, so the soul's kind of in the middle of the map. Oh no, it looks like he's going to cap it because this is big. They need to go get the power up in 10 seconds.
They're going to be able to cap that now here. Griffin, oh, looking at range there to try and pick one up himself. Shots coming off. He might need to get a little bit more, you know, in the fight there, and that's the problem. He dives down. He did take down his opponent in pit. Oh, waiting right there to see if anyone's going to jump through that portal, but not going to work out, and no one tries to challenge it at all.
Yeah, good support by Top Gun. You know, Pitt just guarding the teleporter, making sure his teammates can get the quad. Now Thumpa ready to go nuts with the quad. Now you really see that percentage is ticking up. He's got plenty of time left on the quad, so they're going to get a good lead right here. Unless I would imagine Totem Teles probably thinking about regrouping. I don't know if you want to push in on the quad carrier.
It's looking good for Top Gun here right now, as long as they're able to hold on to this with their quad fading in a second here. They are probably going to get some additional pressure thrown at them by their opponents on Totem Teles, but for the time being, Top Gun still has great control, mainly due to Griffin again getting that nice double kill there. Even though they lost the original carrier of the quad damage, it obviously expired at that point. And then seconds later, they were able to have Griffin do most of the damage and push back the offenders again here. The other problem too with Totem Teles constantly getting went for the borders, they're never really given a great chance to build up a stack unless they want to take a whole lot of time to push back in. This is looking good there. They're able to move in, getting multiple kills for themselves. Pitt's trying to hold it back, but he's got to focus now on getting that soul back. He's only able to get 1 more kill against ckap before going down to bot mode. And theJeffreh's picked up the soul, but he's going to be under pressure too. Needs some teammates support. Oh, no! He threw it right onto an opponent.
Yeah, it just totally picked off. His enemy jumped right in front of his teammate and took the soul away from him. That was a heck of a play.
botmode does a nice job, though, of gaining a lot of that there. As he, once again, is going to throw it right through an opponent's grass. Nicely done with the port from Senas, though. He's also going to jump right in and using the dire rope to teleport inside of an opponent, killing him instantly and stealing the soul back. And now with that, finally, we will see Totem Teles getting a cap for themselves after 3.5 minutes without having that happen.
Yeah, that's big. They needed something to kind of swing the momentum, but even still, Top Gun stole it right away. So Top Gun putting a lot of pressure on Totem Teles right now and looking really strong.
ckap still looking to stack himself up too. This is what I was talking about before is the problem. ckap, he can be great on the clutch, and I mean we've already seen how powerful clutches become here and why a lot of teams choose to go for this sort of a pick here. But the problem is with players constantly dying on it, they're not so easily able to move back in, and that was beautiful right there. I love how he had that slight delay, just to rub it in his face like, yeah, that gauntlet's not going to work as well as he wanted to. Power up being spawned though, and at the end of the day, it still looks like Top Gun are able to get control over that. Griffin is going to be the one carrying the quad, and now should be able to get offensive over there towards the A obelisk to start stealing that soul away.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous man to have quad damage. We've seen his skills in the dual brackets. We've seen his skill in sacrifice. He's got great aim. He looks like he's putting in some work right now.
And a very aggressive player at that as well. He's not afraid to take a risk, as you just saw there, diving right into the fight. A quick double kill for him. And with that, he opens up a clean path for his teammate to run the soul right over onto Obelisk B, complete the recap, and now they're inching up almost at 60% now.
Yeah, great turnaround there. Top Gun firmly in control right now, still ticking in the 60s right now, and only 11% right Totem Teles. So a little good defense, probably one more power up at the 6-minute mark, and they could call themselves a win in round 1. But Totem Teles still has a chance.
They do steal the soul away there at the last second. Unfortunately, they're unable to get it out of the initial room. Thankfully, with the last-minute heroic effort coming in from one of the other players over here on the side of Totem Teles, theJeffreh is able to get it back under his arms, and he's going to start the run to the other side. His opponents from Top Gun are actually waiting back over at the other Obelisk for him, so it was good that he delayed it inside of his opponent's Obelisk group. Said he could run in and get a pretty clean recap here, but no, actually, it's going to get stolen away again. Somehow, they weren't able to just completely wrap around that shield and take him out from the backside there, so they let him toss that soul away. Thankfully, it was recapped pretty quickly, but now you got 2 more players in there from Top Gun, and they're going to take it away. Yeah,
Top Gun doing a good job of putting pressure on Totem Teles when they have the Obelisk under their control, not letting them get a whole lot of percentage ticks. You can see it's very minimal. They get 11%. Now they're up to 16%. Meanwhile, Top Gun seems to be getting much more bulks of percentage.
Nicely done from Griffin. Gets a quick gyro report there to pick up a kill, and with that, he returns the soul back into the Obelisk again. Power-up spawn coming in a moment here, so everyone's going to be focusing up on that, and mainly it's players from Totem Teles up top right now. You have the clutch Pit jumping in there from the red side, but at the moment, it's all over here for the guys on Totem Teles, and they're going to be able to pick up that quad on their sore leg.
Yeah, it's very important. Ooh, my gosh, wait. Okay, they still got it back, but yeah, big pickup for them. Top Gun really did have the first 2 power-ups, so maybe they can turn it around right here.
They've got to turn it around quickly, though, as the guys from Top Gun are inching up towards 90% here now. If this team gets any further, it's not really going to be reversible. They're going to have a huge run. Oh, look at that. deaththrow sneaking up from behind. He did pick up the quad for a second. Sedash trades it out again. That quad's changing hands rapidly here, but the distraction of the quad is just allowing his opponents over here on Top Gun to inch closer and closer to 100% at 99 now, and they're not even going to contest it at 99%. They just run the straight streak right up to 100, and there you go. Top Gun claims round 1.
Yeah, they stole the quad there at the end. Griffin was on defense, and we've seen him tear people up earlier with the quad, and that's really tough to push into a point when somebody's just sitting back with the quad machine gun lighting people up. So good job by Top Gun. Looked really strong in that first round.
So good job from Top Gun, and Thumpa, of course, seeming to be their leading captain in terms of public appearances anyway. There with the nuclear engineering degree or whatever the qualifications.
He's a naval aviator. I mean, yeah. He's
a genius essentially, and he's the mastermind here at Sacrifice.
Oh, and you know what? Kind of going to his interview about what they could do after they lost. I really liked his answer about taking responsibility, owning up that hey, we made some mistakes, we had some opportunities, and that's how you get better at this game. So I like the mental approach that they have.
And it seems to be showing up already here. The clutch from the blue side over there on Totem Teles is going to try to brute force it so they can steal the soul. Did provide support for some other players and actually got all 4 players down off of that one. So great push from Totem Teles. The aggression worked out great. They do have to worry about the respawns, but those respawns aren't going to be kitted out very well. Jeffreh, beautiful run too. He's got this path set up perfectly and up until the very end of it. There's no one resisting it, but the problem is there were so many players at the end. They just formed a wall. They body blocked him. They didn't let him get the cap, and now that soul is going to be sent into chaos. Griffin just pushing an opponent into a wall there as he makes room for his soul carry to complete a run.
Yeah, now we know why there was no resistance. They were all waiting for him at the obelisk.
So Pitt's going to be able to pick up 1 more kill there before he does complete the cap. And with that, they've got it back again. Up to 10%. Still early days, of course, and a few other players from Totem Teles trying to push their way back in. They'll get that steal again, but it's immediately going to go down into the hands of the clutch. Did he actually keep it? No, it went back into the hands of another player from Top Gun. It's going all over the place right now, but it's still really stuck in the cap room. They need to run a little bit further out. Finally, they make it out of the room, and they are starting to push their way towards mid now.
Yeah, Top Gun got up to a lead again in this round, but not as big as the lead last time. Seemed like that a little firmer control early on, so this is a little more in the balance at the beginning here. Totem Teles just needs to mount a strong defense, even in round 1 and even so far in this. They've yet to really, mount that strong defense and really lock it down.
A lot of players from Top Gun still pushing over here and still pushing in, unfortunately, and causing a lot of problems there, as you can see. So the soul is going to remain in a little bit of a neutral zone for right now until just then, when we do see Totem Teles actually able to pick that one back up. Problem is, though, is that these 2 players having to focus on making sure that they run that cap. Unfortunately, left the quad open, so at the moment, Top Gun is going to have that quad to push back in here. We can see him taking down Thumpa. Quad's in the fight now, but he focuses purely on that one. Nicely done The quad is going to be stolen away by one of the members over here from Totem Teles, and now they can push it back, but not before the soul gets stolen away.
Man, this is really tight right now early on. I mean, we're 2.5 minutes in. It's 10%, 13%. I mean, the soul is just going back and forth in mid right now. Not a whole lot of capturing.
Yeah, DeffReh and quite a few of the other members here from Top Gun, unfortunately, keep having to worry about flanks. Good counter up by DeffReh there. Looking like he was going to be dead meat in that situation, but somehow was able to flip it around with some nice rail work, survives the encounter. Now is ready to push back in. He doesn't hang back a tad because of how low he is, and yeah, JeffReh can just do that, get a nice double kill with a gauntlet. So he pushes back in, does massive damage, pushes off the offensive for right now, and that's great for the guys on Totem Teles. Now they can start to channel up a little bit more. It's ckap ripping players apart with the assistance of the shield. Beautifully done. Pushes back another offensive attempt. That's going to translate to about 10-15% for his team.
Yeah, that was definitely a good shield usage there. And then when he backed up, good support by his teammates, right? He was a little low, and his teammates came in and finished things off for him a little bit.
And we can see there too, the guys from Top Gun were almost able to make that run again. They were working with fresh spawns in that situation, though, so they didn't really have the firepower to really win out in a lot of those 1v1s. Senas, nicely done, denies the soul theft, puts it right back onto his team's obelisk, and now they're almost at 50% here. They just have to really lock this down, and that's the problem. It's being stolen a lot, so they're constantly losing the channel, and they're only inching it forward here. They could be getting it, they could be channeling it up a lot faster if they were able to just finally push Top Gun back and away from here.
Yeah, but still, it's doing much better this round. 44%, 13%. Top Gun looked really strong in round one. Totem Teles coming back, kind of putting them on him here and evening this out. So this next power-up, if Top Gun really wants to get in this, they need this power-up right now.
Griffin did manage to steal the soul away here too, and he's making a quick run. There's no interference at it at all as their entire enemy team is focusing on just that power-up as it does go down onto the ground. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it looks like theJeffreh was able to just run right in and get it pretty cleanly. Problem is he is going to be on the Anarchy though, so he doesn't have as much health, and oh no, he walks right into his opponent's hands. He doesn't have to use the injection, backs up a little bit here. He hasn't been able to kill anyone yet as he's focusing on the Sorlag, which has so much health. The cavalry arrives to save the day, but that could have gone bad really quickly. In fact, look at how much health he has at the end of the fight.
Yeah, nice injection use actually to stall even further, and good nail gun too as well. You know, he put out some damage, and then to leave it, you know, his teammates, the cavalry, as you said, came in and saved the day there to finish things off. But yeah, Top Gun's got to recover right now. Totem Teles looking really good.
Soul getting tossed around again here, still within the proximity of the A site. However, Griffin trying to change that as he attempts to launch it back over towards middle. He succeeds, but theJeffreh picks it up and sends it back over here into the A caves as well. DeffReh really wanting that kill in the gauntlet. It takes him a minute, but he does indeed get it. More players over here from the side of Top Gun really trying hard to make sure they can hold on to control, but it's just absolute chaos. Back over here in the A caves, and Pitt's actually going to take another route. He's still low. He's going right past his opponent's goal point. Trying to run it around on a bit of a sneakier path here if he can. Not end up working out. In fact, he's getting pounced on there by Senas. It's not letting him go up the jump pad, so eventually, oh, okay, Senas is just going to kill himself in that situation. Bit of a missed rocket. Worked out unfortunately for him, but his team did recap the soul, so they have it back in Obelisk A, and they're now past 50%.
Yeah, Totem Teles is also doing a much better job in those scrums. You know, when the soul is in contest, middle of the map, it just seems like they're just doing a better job of making sure they keep going at it and making sure they get it to their end. Putting a lot of pressure on Top Gun, who looks really strong in round one. I'm a little surprised with such a drastic turnaround.
Great slipgate frag there from Senas as well, trying to run interference as we see a few of the players trying to work their way through mid. Oh, but countered out now by both Thumpa and DeffReh as they both pick up kills. The soul apparently got wrung out or was sat on the ground for too long, so its position did get reset. Neither player has position of it right now, and a lot of these guys are focused on the power, which once again is going to go into the hands of Totem Teles. He's been getting it a lot in this round, simply because Top Gun has been so busy trying to manage that soul.
In fact, I don't think they've gotten a single power up in this round. Compared to last round, we saw Griffin go on some excellent quad runs. It's really, you know, Totem Teles really turned the tides. Look at botmode going nuts for protection right now.
That entire sequence right there just shows you the power of the protection. Botmode sitting right in the middle, 3 to 4 of his opponents. It doesn't matter. Look at this. Even a gauntlet isn't tailing him at this point in time. Finally, he goes down to Thumpa, but there's only like 2 seconds left of that protection now, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, he did some great work there. Totem Teles in good shape here to try to even this out and force a third round.
So a few of these guys are hopping back in, and it's looking likely that Totem Teles will be able to take the second round. They're denying all these straightforward attempts to move in and now steal the soul away. The clutch is going to go in. Might be able to get the free theft off of that, but no, he gets pushed off of the obelisk itself, so he's not going to be able to contest it. Past 95% here now. ckap, Senas all picking up kills. They're all falling apart over on the Top Gun side of things. They do steal it away in the last second. However, I doubt that player's going to get very far. Hold on now. He actually somehow escaped in the middle, and he's making the run over towards the B site, but at the last second, it gets intercepted by a member from Totem Teles.
Oh wow, it looked like you're right. It looked like it was going to go away, but a Totem Teles member came in and intercepted that pass at the last moment, brought it back towards their end, but still very much in the balance right now. Who's going to get the soul off? Looks like Totem Teles settling in again, winning that scrum.
And their clutch is backing up, but they weren't able to capture it, so Top Gun gets the soul back under their control once more. They have to continue to complete this run, and look at that, bot mode and Senash just took down 3 out of 4 of the roster here. And so Pit, he's going to be pushed back. He doesn't have a room in the world to try and bargain for control over this. Thankfully, the soul actually managed to get pretty far, so it is still a bit of an effort for the blue team to be able to run it back as they're stuck at 99%. Finally, they cap it. The red team's going to have to try and throw themselves at this point to steal it away. Again, we have another power spawn coming in 10 seconds as well, but I don't really think Top Gun can afford to go for it right now as they need to focus on keeping this soul off the point, and they made a huge mistake. Whoever just tossed that soul to the ground, tossed it right next to Senash. He goes in, gets the telepry, gets the kill, and I think with that, that should be enough. No, stolen away again. The guys from Top Gun are keeping themselves in this.
Wow, you know, it's always interesting to see how the team reacts. They're down so much, but I love the never say die, never say quit attitude. You know, the other team only needs 1%, but they're like, we can do this, we can come back, and we've seen it happen.
Top Gun capped it, but however, it was only for about 1 to 2%. theJeffreh is now stolen it away, and they're running the gauntlet towards the other side of the map right now, while theJeffreh has that protection too. So he should be able to make this run without too many issues. The Rocket jumps up and about, he's controlling his momentum. They've got that cut going once again, just 1 more %, and they'll get it, but this clutch is going to be problematic. He steals it away again, tosses it back into the pitfall room, but they're going to be able to recap it pretty quickly here. And do they have anyone left to contest? There's one player, the Sorlag, sitting on the point, but a gauntlet kill comes out from theJeffreh, knocks him out. Another player jumping up top. Griffin's trying to get up there too. He catches the soul. It's ckap actually, excuse me, that catches it now. And Pit steals it away from him, trying to get it back in mid. He's got no support though. It's too far behind him. He's going to go down to bot mode.
Yeah, we got some craziness ensuing right now. You can see Top Gun, you know, the desperation. They don't want to let them get that 1%. They're really making it hard for them. But man, I can't believe they keep stealing it. Every time you think Totem Teles is about to get this round, Top Gun comes in and steals it at the last second.
The Pit opening back up. Currently, it is Totem Teles that has control over that soul, but Thump is going to brute force his way through there, handing it off to a teammate as he's gotten a little bit low. They are tossing it into the open. They want to be a little bit careful about that, but Thumpa now running it across the map. He's got to make it past the clutch, but no, ckap takes him down with the gauntlet, and now they've got it back too. However, changing hands again. It's all over the place right now. Neither team can get it, but once again, it falls over to Top Gun, and I believe they're going to be able to finally complete that run and start channeling up themselves. If they could come back from this, it would be absolutely incredible, as we're almost at the 10-minute mark of this round.
Yeah, this would absolutely be an epic comeback. Probably, we've seen a lot of sacrifice gearing up all the way here. Probably one of the best comebacks I've ever seen if they could somehow pull it off. But they still got a lot of work ahead of them. If they do, they were still going to have a 10-minute power-up and probably a 12-minute power-up as well. They're so far behind.
Yeah, we have the next power-up spawning in about 5 seconds here, so their teams are going to have a chance to, specifically Totem Teles is going to have the chance to get it back, but they might not even need that power-up. Look, they just wiped the board clean with everything, and Senas got the quad again. How can Top Gun continue to let Totem Teles get these power-ups again and again and again? Yeah,
it's really, if they're going to take anything away from this second round, is that they got to do a much better job in the power-ups. Even if they were to somehow come back from this, they got to recognize the power-ups. They can't give your opponents that many.
Look at this again. Some still have players from Top Gun here. The problem is they're going up against that quad. They do steal the soul away. Griffin is actually the one that wields it here now as he's taking it back. So one of the Sorlags picked it up. It's Deathrow, but he drops down. So Senas is going to get his quad back, ripping players to shreds. He gets a quick triple kill there, and now tosses it back over into his team's pitfall. Deathrow, though, dropping back in. They'll still have a couple seconds on that quad, too, if they can utilize it here, but the soul's getting tossed back up. Pit pops the shield so we can try to channel it. Getting this soul back off. They still cannot channel it, but Senas denies the steal. Moves it up to 99%. Stolen again now with the Sorlag over here for Top Gun, and they're going to take it down to the caves, working together as a group this time, but immediately players are running interference from Totem Teles' own side, and that soul is going to change hands once again.
Wow, it's amazing. Top Gun deserves a lot of credit for hanging in there right now. I mean, they're really finally over. Oh my goodness.
And there we go. After 11.5 minutes, Totem Teles is finally able to channel that last 1% to push them into a victory status and take control of round 2, only to tie this up at 1-1 and to reset that whole process and do it over again.
For a second there, it was looking like maybe Top Gun was going to go on a run, and we're probably going to get some 15-minute match or something like that, because wow, that was very much in the balance a lot of times. You know, especially with such a big lead Totem Teles got out. You got to give Top Gun really a lot of credit for delaying and pushing it. You know, they gave a good effort there. So
the soul spawns in 5 seconds at the 20-second mark. As I'm sure you guys should know that by this point. But just remind for any of the new people that are tuning in here, Pit trying to get aggressive to push back in. He did get the soul, but he gets stuck. He gets pushed into the terrain there. 45 HP, however, so he should be good to make this run. And they are trying to take it up a caves route in towards A, as they want to try to steal Totem Teles' obelisk, and that's exactly what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, good start for Top Gun this round. Last round, obviously, Totem Teles got off to a better start, so in round one, Top Gun did get off to an excellent start, so maybe they want to build off that. And also, even at the end of the last round, that 1% was very difficult for Totem Teles to get. So
Pitt still holding on now over on the obelisk, because it is going to be Top Gun that holds constant control. Totem Teles is trying to push their way back in, but they only have a few stragglers kind of going in separate groups right now. Jeffreh, well, fortunate attempt to get a quick kill with the gauntlet there. Got smited by the LG, pushed back so far by, could never even really get the damage on the Pitt. Pitt just ripping players apart right now.
Yeah, Pitt putting in some work, like with the lightning gun right there, defending the obelisk. Nice lead right now by Top Gun, moving up to about 30% already. And then we still got a quad in about 45 seconds. They need to do a better job on the power-up, so that is just without question. Last round, I don't know what happened with their power-up control. They just weren't there. 40
seconds until the first one spawns, but again, Top Gun may find themselves distracted as Totem Teles just stole away that soul and made a perfect run to the other side of the map here. Senas is already up on top. He was the player that was focusing pretty heavily on trying to make sure that he was the one to pick up all those power-ups, and once again, he's going to be the guy to do it here. While there's still 20 seconds to go until we have that spawn even going in here. So he's taking the initiative. He's focusing on it big time. That is going to leave hope in the hole in the defenses here. As we've seen, the soul already got stolen back away. Totem Teles only managed to channel 6% on their initial cap. Top Gun working to get the soul back under their control, but currently Totem Teles control the runner.
Yeah, and it's always a risk, right? If you want to send one guy early, it's clear he wanted to establish a position. Good job by Top Gun, though. Looks like they finally got themselves a power-up. I don't think they got a single one last round.
Their clutch is going to be able to pick up the quad this time, so let's see how well he's able to push back in using this aggression to his advantage. And oh, that's actually not looking too good. Pushed into a corner. Get hit by a lot of rocks right now. Push from behind, denying on the bot mode, though. Nicely done, so now he can push back in, get control, but sniped by Senas. Nicely found, and now he moves in to steal that quad away.
Yeah, Sen playing really strong right now. He's been putting in a lot of work. You keep seeing his name popping up in that top left corner, even when we're not watching him. So definitely having a good game here.
Sen just destroying players left and right. Takes out Thumpa, trying to push back in greedily. And now as well, Totem Teles takes the lead. Swoop Sen, beautifully done. The port inside, right inside of his opponent there. He's able to take him down. And Sen again recapping it for his team. One small attempt from Top Gun to take it away, but they only got a couple feet. And after that, it was immediately recapped as Totem Teles now passes the 40% marker.
Yeah, good, very close match. Totem Teles, I'm just really impressed. I love when teams come back, especially if they're having a really lopsided defeat in the first round. Now they're really showing their worth right now, giving Top Gun all they can handle.
It's still holding on here too now to try and do a little bit of damage here as he wraps around over towards Obelisk A to try and put some aggression on it himself. Finally, they've recapped it. They're going to try to tie this game back up again, but there's a lot of pressure coming back in, specifically from ckap. He's doing some work on that clutch over there. And now there's the steal. Didn't get very far, though. It's going to get recapped pretty quickly, so they're going to have to work to take it away again. Bot mode and Sen, though, both picking up kills. It's going to leave the defense speak. Thumpa going in with the gauntlet, picking up one kill there. He's got plenty more players in his matchup, though, and they should get the steal. He killed the clutch, though, and that's going to leave everyone else incredibly vulnerable and allow for these guys to get the recap and now take their lead back.
Yeah, nice rocket work there on the point, hitting that splash damage, hitting multiple opponents. That's what you want to do, especially in that situation. You can't shoot at two opponents at once, unless you're Griffin with the railgun, of course, and then you just kill two with one shot. But typically, you want to move to that splash weapon like a rocket and just lay damage around point.
DeathRow holding on strong here. Oh, okay, not for much longer after that one. Yes, we do see him going down. A lot of the players actually from Top Gun are going down pretty quickly here, so that's going to leave the site wide open for the taking. DeathRow fresh off the respawn here. He wants those rockets, but he's got to wait his turn as his opponent's also picking those up. And ckap has a nice free run because everyone on Top Gun just died, so they don't really have the ability to push back in and aggressively try to counter this one out. I say that, but just as I say it, another player pushes back in with a Dyro push and steals the soul away for a second. And now they've got the control back. They do have the quad too. Sen, though, nicely done from him. Him and botmode working together beautifully. The quad goes down onto the ground. The Sorlag for the red squad over there on Top Gun is going to be able to pick it back up, but I do think they'll complete the run at the very least over into Obelisk B. However, it's not going to last very long. They only got another 5% out of it.
Yeah, that was a nice steal by Sen, though. What a highlight. I mean, he really jumped in and stole that. Gave his team a chance to at least get the cap and maybe defend, but good job by Top Gun. They responded quickly, went back, just challenged the Obelisk right away and got on their steal, but wow, this is really going back and forth. Looks like it's going right back to Totem Teles.
Sen's rail work is absolutely phenomenal there, just sniping out the soul runners left and right as it does get recapped. Again, the same problem as before. They only get a couple % off. It's immediately stolen away. They might be able to recap it here pretty quickly, but it is sitting off the point. And there we go. Now they finally recapped it there. So they are channeling back up, and they're just about 10% behind what Top Gun has channeled so far.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would imagine it's a little too close for comfort. This is Top Gun's map. This was their choice. So you don't want to drop your map. If you drop your map, that's a little confidence shattering.
Sen again, just playing defense here now as he almost died to the dot from the Sorlag there. 4%. Griffin is going to come and get a quick kill against him, and the quick switch over to the Rockets too to deny second player. Beautifully done. He will lose some of his teammates there to some of the other players on in mid, but again, Griffin, beautiful rocket work. It's saving his life and it's saving his team in this round. They did just lose that lead. They're down by about 5% currently, but Griffin, he got a perfect run to the other side of the map.
Yeah, great run by Griffin. Even, is this the rocket jump? Oh, there's an enemy right in my way. I'll just destroy you with a rocket and continue rocket jumping. So, impressive play. What stuff we've been expecting from Griffin. I mean, now that he's qualified in duel, we've seen plenty of this guy. He's really
Set. Oh no, look at this. They actually did just draw the power up here. They're going to be mad about that one as Pit had it for free, had it standing right in front of him, but he lost it, and botmode was able to move it and steal it away. That power up has already changed hands about 2 or 3 times since we've seen it spawn here. Botmode has it right now, though, when he's trying to do some work with the nails. He's got to be careful, though. He's getting surrounded pretty quickly here. And if he's not careful, he could find himself dead, and that power up changing hands. That's exactly what's going to happen here now. As it does go down, no one's been able to retrieve it yet. Griffin is quickly racing over towards it. They need to be able to find it first of all, but no, at the end of the day, ckap gets it back, and it's Totem Teles that is able to take control of it, and they've almost been able to win out this round too, as they're inching up round past 90%. Thump using that quad is able to steal it away for a little bit longer. However, he takes the soul, but Sen again with another telefrag takes it right back into the point, but we do have the clutch shield, and he should get a free steal off that though.
You know, it's funny because obviously the people viewing, they can't hear the player section, the warm-up area, everybody's over there cheering like, whoa, like with all these frags. It's great to hear. Some great stuff from Sen.
Another one from Sen, once again, as he ports right up in front of his opponent there, trying to defend it. 99% now. This is it for Totem Teles if they can hold off this last defensive, and I think they've done it. There you go. It's Totem Teles to take map number 1 in this series. One more to go, and they'll earn the 4th and final slot for North America at QuakeCon.
I see some nice talk over there. You see Totem Teles. I saw a nice yell of a what's up, and they're pumped over there, man. I like it, I love it. They got to feel confident because, Top Gun, that was their map. What do we got here on the frags here? Holy
We didn't even notice that.
cow.
We were talking about Sen the whole game. He only had 64 frags. Guess what botmode had? 80 kills throughout the course of that map.
Yeah. Beast?
Pretty much, and it was a quiet beast too. Yeah, like we said, we didn't really notice that until we saw the scoreboard.
I think we should start calling him Beast Mode, maybe. I mean, geez, man, that was nuts. 80 frags. What a heck of a performance, man. They got to be feeling confident right now. That was Top Gun's pick, so this is their map right now. They got to be thinking, close the show.
Absolutely. So now they take the advantage after it looked like Top Gun was going to be looking good. They took pretty swift and dominant control of round 1, but the narrative flipped pretty quickly after that as soon as we got into round 2.
It is quite amazing. I'd be curious if we could interview some of the guys from Totem Teles. Did they think of some kind of strategic adjustment after that first round? Because it really was a big turnaround from the first round. I mean, Top Gun pretty much ran away with it in the first round, and then next thing you know, Totem Teles ran away with it round 2, and they just seem to get their footing. I mean, it's very interesting.
So we are just working on getting the players back into the lobby, guys, and then we can start with map number 2. Already completing map number 1 over there on Lockbox. And now we're heading, I believe, to the ruins of Sarnath for map number 2, a map, of course, that we have seen plenty of times today. A favorite among a lot of our players and teams here.
Yeah, you see Totem Teles got smiles on their faces, a little laughs. Seems like they're playing really loose, having a good time. Look confident over there. Top Gun, you see a little concern over there on their faces.
I mean, they had it. They were so close to winning not only round 1, but they almost came back in round 2 as well. So to lose it out in round 3 in pretty disappointing fashion too, considering they started off with a lead in that round 2. They had to be a little bit frustrated with themselves. They weren't able to close out and just more consistently defend that point. Specifically in round 2, the big issue for them, I mean, you mentioned it towards the end of it, was power up control. They were doing a really poor job with being able to maintain that. I will give them some credit in saying that the power up management on Lockbox is a little bit more difficult than some of the other maps because of the difficulty just to get to where the power up is.
That's actually an excellent point you just made. One of the things we noticed, Sen was taking the initiative, as you said in the match. He was taking the initiative, getting there early. I mean, really early. It was
like 20
30 seconds before. Taking that high position, making it difficult for, like you said, for Top Gun, because you have to take 2 teleporters to get up there, basically. So, yeah, there's a lot of points where you can get shot coming out of it. So, yeah, they did a great job, focused on that, and it's clear that was pretty much his job. You can see that, hey, we want you there early, establish position, so the team can come in later, and it makes it easier for his team support, because he already has that high position. So, well played.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the guys over here, hopefully on the ruins, that they're going to be, Top Gun is going to be a little more comfortable knowing the map layout a little bit more. The map's been in the beta for a lot longer and whatnot as well, so players have had time to adjust for it, strat for it, and, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, but again, losing the map you pick, that's rough. And again, I just draw on my own tournament experience like that. When I would pick a map, or other top players pick map, I mean, you expect to win. I mean, that's why you're there. That's why you pick the map. That's your strong map. If you lose that map, it's really tough, because now you know you're going to your opponent's strong map, and maybe you start questioning yourself a little bit. Can I get this done? Maybe they're a little better than us, what have you. You start putting those questions in your mind. I don't know.
And some of these guys, Top Gun's gonna have to figure out how to counter out some of these players too. Bot mode specifically, we're gonna pay closer attention to him now going into this next map, because we really didn't get to figure out just how dominant he was across the board there. But Sen is one example we saw. He was allowed to multi-frag so many times throughout the course of that match there, and he had so many hero moments as well. They gotta figure out how to stop him, keep him under wraps. If they let both those players unleash again, then I see this map going in their direction too.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to let your opponent get 80 frags. I mean, that means there's a lot of dying on your side if somebody's getting 80 frags. And so yeah, they definitely got to make an adjustment. And yeah, as we've been pointing out, the power-up control by Totem Teles, it has been superior to Top Gun. And you can't just let guys like this. All these players are talented. We've been watching them the whole way through the qualifiers. You can't let these guys just run loose with quad damage and protection for free. I mean, you really have to challenge for those power-ups. It's
crazy to think with the 80 frags that he killed every player on the opponent's team at least, I mean, obviously averaging it here, but at least 20 times for each player is how that would translate. Can you imagine that much domination going on?
I would like to see a kill-by-kill breakdown. I want to know who got the worst of that.
Someone died like 45 times.
Somebody was running into bot mode an awful lot that game, I'm going to tell you, because, oh my.
All right, guys, well, we are jumping into map number 2. Let's see if the guys from Totem Teles can take this map and push themselves on to QuakeCon, or if Top Gun is going to strike back and send this on to a third map. Bot mode, we're going to start off by taking a look at his perspective and seeing if he's going to carry that momentum over. And a great start, as he's going to get one of the first frags of the round there. 4th frag, technically starting off. And now he's going to support his teammates move in. There's a great rail from him, but he does go down a couple seconds later as the guys from Top Gun pick up multiple frags here, which should let them get control of the Soul and their Obelisk choice.
Yeah, good start for Top Gun. Always want to get the start. You don't want to come out and be behind. So especially after the last map, that they lost there, so they need to turn this around somehow. Nothing better to get off to a good start to help you get going. Pardon me.
DeathRow and some of the others trying to group it together so that they can get back control over the Soul. They're running it down to the lower side right now. DeathRow proved to be a huge menace here. Great LG work, but denied by Sen. Nice as a play from him, and there's one of those hero plays again, saving a situation from becoming a bad one. Now it is going to let Sen and their Sorlag push up onto the site, steal the Soul away, and start to run it back. But there's going to be plenty of players away if they want to go directly through mids. They might want to try to route through the Mega Room.
Yeah, very curious to see what kind of momentum Totem Teles could get, because even though Top Gun, they got 15%, that's not a terribly huge lead. And we see Totem Teles really lock it down lately on defense, especially in the last couple rounds. So I'm curious about the power-up spawn. Top Gun's had problems with that. So
Thumpah nicely done, getting right into the face of his opponents there. He does go down a second later, but DeathRow is sitting in the backside. The distraction of Thumpah worked out great. ckap with some good shotgun work here. He's not going to be able to stop that Soul from being run, though, as it is in the hands of a clutch currently. Griffin doing work with that one, puts that Soul into the hands of his Anarchy so that he can complete the run, running it around the backside, pushing the clutch up the point. There you go. It's clear now. They can recap it, but no. At that last second, it did get stolen away, but it's only for a split. No, hold on now. They're making it difficult here. Totem Teles actually did get it back out of the room.
Wow, nice shotgun kill. Griffin, did a nice 180. He was looking to hit that rocket. Great shotgun work by Sen.
Thumpah did get it back though, and finally all the action is still focused back over there towards Obelisk B, and we have a power-up spawn too. The guy, bot mode, is actually going to be the one to pick up the protection, and that's dangerous, so we'll have to see if he's going to push right back in and work with his teammates here. His teammates, though, were able to walk right onto the site, stealing that Soul, so they've got a pretty easy walk-off here now over to their side, but they do have to make sure that they use bot mode as a battering ram to get in here. Maybe too heavily as a battering ram, though, as unfortunately he goes down, gives the protection to their opponents. It's going to get dropped again, this time by Sen, and he'll pick it up too, but not before his opponent picks up the Soul and runs away with the injection there. That's the Anarchy, and you can see how fast he is. But, again, another toss intercepted this time by Totem Teles. This Soul is just running all around the map right now. Ascent, of course, gets another telefrag.
Yeah, just anytime you think somebody's going to get something going, somebody else from the other team seems to do something to counteract it. Totem Teles had the protection, they're pushing in, and they get killed. Top Gun has it, starts pushing, then he gets killed back, and it's like, oh, they're going to get it. No, it gets intercepted, it's going back the other way. It's just so much back and forth action right now.
theJeffreh again trying to push forward here, and almost gets close to taking down that clutch. It's so hard to stop the clutch from sealing the solo lane just because of how powerful that shield is. And that's what we were talking about before. It was kind of strange in our last match not to see a clutch on Vertical Chamber, but I suppose the big hitbox makes it a little bit more discouraging to use on a bigger map like that. We're seeing plenty of it on almost every other map, however. But for now, Top Gun controls the situation off of that steal they got a few moments ago, and in they push here. As we can see, the players from Totem Teles trying to get aggressive to steal that soul back, but it's not going to be successful. Top Gun still holds control. They do have their clutch moving in, but he's used a lot of his shield already, so I think it's going to go away before he can actually steal it, and this time it's not going to be a success.
Yeah, it's a common strategy. We've seen it in many games, popping the clutch shield, standing on the obelisk, just running defense so you can get the soul. But again, he just got surrounded and taken something out. You can't, I mean, it's just all sides, so nothing he can do.
Yeah, so Top Gun are getting a lot of free channels going here right now. It's really just split players. They do have a larger group trying to move in right now, including their clutch, but I don't think he has a shield cooldown up and ready to go, so Thumba takes care of that one. theJeffreh knocked out theJeffreh, who was trying to push in from the other side. So they control this quite nicely. Now it's time to focus up the power-up. That's spawning in, and it's Thumba that leaps in from the backside there to steal it away, but he goes down. So I believe botmode is going to be able to get it here now. And again, like I said before, he got the last power-up too. With his teammates stealing the soul, as long as he can run interference, it would be great. Senna moves in, picks it back up, as long as he takes the clutch. There we go. Now his teammate can run in, pick up that cap over into Obelisk B, but look at this, immediately stolen away again here now by Top Gun. They're showing up with some fearsome firepower. Sen is going to try to quickly chase down that soul. He's also running interference here too, while he still has that quad built up. Picking up one kill, looking for that second, making it a little bit more difficult as the enemy does steal that soul out of their Obelisk once again and starts to run it the other way, but they've got it back. I think it's a pretty clear path over into their Obelisk right now.
Yeah, nice work by Sen with the quad there. Really nice work. I mean, he really kept the Top Gun from being able to move it to their side of the map, even though he was pretty low health. He didn't have that great of stack, so he was really careful with it. And also, Totem Teles doing a good job of supporting their quad carry. Even when it gets dropped, Sen was right there to pick it up.
Soul again out in the open right now with neither team controlling it, but that'll change pretty quickly with a fast cap coming in from Top Gun. Beautifully done by theJeffreh there, moving in. Griffin able to take down ckap as Top Gun are just completely destroying every single player from Totem Teles that attempts to come in and steal this soul right now. They are all fresh spawn, they are all D-stacked, so they are going to be forced back for the most part. They're trying to shoot up this side lane. They're getting a couple nice rail shots off, but for the most part, I don't really think they have enough firepower to get in. We'll see. It's kind of down to Thumba here now, but they've got quite a few guys running interference in the middle portion of the map. So when they steal that soul, that's only the first part of it. They still have to make it back over to the other site and not get immediately restolen too.
Yeah, big. It's hard to get out of these areas because that hallway down the steps to the portal is just so narrow, so you can get hit with a lot of shots. So that's why you see this quick passing a lot of times when they steal it, trying to throw it over the wall or through a doorway somewhere just to get it to somewhere else and out of that area.
Yeah, we're going to see an example of that right there. Top Gun only getting like 1 or 2% off of that cap as it was immediately taken back off, and now they're trying to run it. This could get interfered with again, though, and we do have another power spawn coming in 1 second. Pit holds off the line. He's going to be able to get control of the protection, so that's another boon to Top Gun temporarily here. While Pit holds on, he pushes back in. He's going to use his protection, jumping onto the site, getting pretty much a free steal now that he has the protection. And everyone else from Totem Teles, well, they don't want anything to do with it. They're moving to the other side and run interference here.
Yeah, Top Gun doing a much better job with power-up control here. They really need to support their clutch. He's ready to die. Good play.
He's going to hand the protection over to Thumba temporarily as he's about to go down here. Ooh, almost we saw that telefrag right there. In fact, Sen was able to push back in, taking out Thumba. And there we go. He now stole away that protection. Got that few extra seconds. Nice mid-air against Pit. That's going to secure it for a few more moments here as the soul does get dropped onto the ground. But looks like the red team will get it back and they'll restore it into their obelisk.
Yeah, a little similar to round 1 in the first map. Top Gun, you know, it's well contested, but overall they seem to be getting a good handle in round 1. I'm curious to see how Totem Teles, maybe they respond exactly like they did in the previous map and come back with a fury. I don't know, but Top Gun doing an excellent job here in round 1. Much better job on the power-up control, just much better, and you can see what a difference that made in the game.
And inching up there, we will see them taking control over round 1. They complete that. Their opponent's only able to channel up about 30% of the obelisk at that time, so not getting as close as they would have liked. We're going to jump very quickly into round 2 here, and we'll get to see if things will change up now. If we'll see the guys from Totem Teles able to make the appropriate adjustments, or if they're going to suffer the same problems that we saw them afflicted by here in round 1.
Yeah, clearly made a better effort at getting the power up, so they just need to keep their head in the game. Can't forget about the quad, can't forget about the protection.
And Soul Lance before it's coming up. 1 second here. DeathThrow's going to stay right up on top of it, but actually moves out of the way, so that is Clutch can actually move in and pick that one back up. Give themselves the tankier character, and now they're running that Soul. They are going to be taking it over to the other side, though, so this is a bit of a mystery from Totem Teles, assuming they were going to take it to the upper side, but it's not the case. They actually took it downstairs.
Yeah, maybe Totem Teles just wanted to defend. Now they make sure they get B-side even though they got that first capture.
Yeah, and as we can see, they tried to push back in. Jeffreh and bot mode trading on a few kills after they lost a few of their own teammates here, and they immediately steal the Soul away. Only a 4% channel, and now Totem Teles has stolen it away, and they've already tied it back up.
Yeah, very impressive turnaround from Totem Teles. It's clear they wanted B. I kind of like that strategy. Actually, it's kind of interesting. You know, you set your defense up there, and you kind of force the team to say, you know what, we're just going to take the obelisk that's easier access. But in the meantime, you got the obelisk you wanted. So, great play by Totem Teles. Let's see how this works out for him.
Jeffreh going through the arduous process of knocking down the Anarchy with an LG there. As you can see, he was just ADAing his way out of that to avoid getting hit by a pit, getting put into a corner, but he does take down the Jeffreh. That opens up a gateway for his teammate to rush over towards A, but he's still alone over there. And there's 3 players running interference. They knock him down. DeathThrow trying to push up behind, knocking off some of the HP on that Clutch by using the gauntlet, but Sen still working with his teammates, able to get long-range basic shotgun kill there. But still, the Soul was transitioned over into the hands of the red team here for Top Gun. So they're taking it, but Sen knocking down another player, reverses that right back to the other side. Now it's Totem Teles that have that Soul, and I believe they can complete their run here.
Yeah, great work here, Totem Teles. Much better start for them. Obviously, Top Gun got up to a great start in the last round. Totem Teles answering, just like in the last map, answering back in round 2, coming back to the Fury, saying, we're going to get the lead this time.
Well, Soul is going to find itself out in the open, and we do have the first power-up spawn. A 1v1, essentially, it could turn into for it, but the protection goes into the hands of a member of Top Gun. I believe it's the Ranger that picked it up, and indeed it is. It's Griffin that gets it here. So he's going to be able to work with his teammates. They'll toss him the Soul. He'll make a straight run. This could prove problematic, though. He can't take on that many players at once, so he diverts downstairs into the middle room where he's trying to rocket jump, but oh no, he missed, but close-up frag against Sen, and now he's going to complete the transition into the obelisk. They're capping it, and now it's cleanup duty. Yeah,
we've seen it several times in power-ups. It was a great slipgate frag by Griffin to steal it from Totem Teles. So intelligent play, good timing, and just well executed by Griffin.
Pit also trying to work his way over here too to make sure that he can add to the defense efforts, but there is a lot of pressure coming in, and it doesn't seem like it's ever going to stop from Totem Teles here. There's another telefrag coming out from Sen that time around, taking down DeathThrow as they take that Soul away and get a very fast run. Thumput trying to immediately reseal. It won't work out as well as it did before, and also they're doing a great job of injuring the players from Top Gun before they can get onto the site. We do see the Clutch stealing it away again and quickly handing it off to a teammate as DeathThrow multi-frags gets a double kill right there. A few of these remaining players are trying to hold on like bot mode, but they're going down very quickly. Griffin tossing it to the halfway point, and the Anarchy trying to complete the run, but that might get intercepted, and indeed it does. They catch it right over on top of the obelisk itself, and now they're taking it through the teleporter into the middle. Pit, though, is still doing work. He knocks out one player before going down to Jeffreh. Sen taking one out here, too, as they take it back up to the top obelisk and recap it for themselves. Still maintaining about a 10% lead right now.
Yeah, very nice job by Totem Teles. You can see the rotation, even though Top Gun got the steal. Totem Teles quickly rotated 2 guys to their obelisk to make sure they were there to run interference. Got a nice interception, put it right back in their end, and now we got a power-up coming in about 20 seconds. So some good D, power-up. Totem Teles will be in good shape here.
And the Jeffreh, again, holding on strong here, trying to get himself back up on that obelisk to keep himself alive, but he falls. So does bot mode, and with that, as you heard, the Soul is now lost. ckap trying to run interference, but it's not even needed. His teammate just picked up the Soul right back, right next to the point, and we do have another power spawn coming in. Look at this, look at this. We got it right next to each other, but somehow his opponent got it. He was a little bit closer to the pickup, I think. Pit has control of that quad. He's only able to get 1 kill before going down to bot mode, but DeathThrow picks it right back up in multi-frags. Beautifully done, wipes the board with everyone on their opposing team, and that's an easy run back into their own obelisk to try and tie things up again. They've got a much bigger gap to close here now, though, as they're 30% behind their opponent.
Yeah, but at least they got a quad run now, and I guess that would be referred to as a clutch Mexican standoff. I mean, they were just kind of sitting there with their shield saying hello and extending their pleasantries to each other. I guess they're communicating.
Yeah, the Soul is going to be left up on the point, and we have another clutch attempt to move in there and steal, but oh, there's the telefrag that we wanted to see there. Griffin taking down ckap, denying the clutch shield steal. Kind of resetting the offensive here for the guys on Totem Teles a little bit. More of them starting to push back in here now. They get very close to it. Griffin, nope, just allowed to free fire with that mega machine gun. No one trying to stop him at all, so he gets plenty of damage back off, and that's pretty much going to stop most of the attempt, which should now guarantee the tie.
Yeah, Top Gun making a good comeback here. Griffin putting in some work with the machine gun, as you just mentioned. You might want to keep an eye on him, considering he's a darn talented player, and you can see it again. It's just getting frags with that heavy machine gun. he's putting in some work right now. So Top Gun, you just want good, strong defense right now. You got 40 seconds to the next power up. You're in good shape in Top Gun as long as you just keep the soul from being stolen. But if you're a Totem Teles, just the opposite end. You want to steal right before this power up if you can, and kind of take that attention away from Top Gun. So you're getting the percentages moving up while people are fighting for that power up.
And a few of the other players over here now from Totem Teles trying to work their way over onto the Almas to steal this way. They've actually got a pretty good pushing force right now because a lot of their other players weren't distracted since that power-up is coming in relatively soon. Sen manages to hold it for right now, trying to rocket jump over to the portal because he doesn't want to go directly into the mid hallway. Succeeds in getting it out. There is going to be Thumper to deal with though, and unfortunately for Sen, he runs right into Thumper, giving control of the soul temporarily over to his opponent there. Now though, just being distracted by this soul run, they did have to basically give away the power-up. They let Pit take it for free. He's got it, but he's not using it offensively right now. He's still kind of just sitting back. Yeah,
he needs some support. I don't think he wants to run in there with all 4 guys.
He doesn't have any guns either. He just has the regular shotgun.
Yep, so it's kind of, there you go. See, he got some team support. He pushed in, but again, good job for Top Gun. You can clearly see they're making a more concerted effort on these power-ups.
Yeah, so they got that. The problem is, though, they're not able to use it as effectively as they would like. Pit, nice usage of the gauntlet right there. He's able to get the soul under it, but I don't know if he realized if he had the soul or not, because now it goes down onto the ground. They're going to try to take it back. Sen trying to stop this run from being completed. Nice toss, but it goes right into the hands of a player over here from Totem Teles. Sen trying to support once more. The soul changing hands 3 times in the last 2 seconds alone. Sen holds the line, though, and continues to frag out here, getting these super important kills, dropping the enemy soul carrier, and keeping his team in this game as they're only 10% behind their opponent. And there we go. There's the recap. They've got to knock out that clutch so they can't let him steal it for free again. They can't do it though, and Thumpa just ripping players apart along with theJeffreh there. He gets another gauntlet kill, and his team's already recapped it, now pushing past 80%.
Yeah, big for Top Gun right now. This game's definitely in the balance, so neither team can really afford to give up too much right now. So Totem Teles, they need to make a concerted effort here, get this soul back. If they can, they still have they really do have a shot in this match. They need to get a steal here, get the power up at 8 minutes, and maybe they can push for them.
Yeah, we do have the final seconds showing up here now for Top Gun, but theJeffreh denying every single attempt to steal that soul outside of the obelisk is coming down to this last percent. They finally got the soul up the point, tossing it back over here towards mid. Griffin specifically trying to hold on, trying to pick it back up, but no, he's going to be able to go down. Botmode doing all this damage. They'll lose Sen in the process, but the soul still is theirs. And as theJeffreh waits for the soul to get tossed back in, he's going to have to chase it down as the soul lag from the enemy team is not making it easy. That's Botmode tossing the soul up, hopefully into a teammate's hands. There's a lot of enemies sitting there too, and there you go. They managed to recap it, so they're going to start ticking back up themselves. But look at all the kills that the guys from Top Gun just get. It's an easy steal for them now, and they've got another protection power-up.
Yeah, they've been getting all the power-ups pretty much this round, it seems like. So if they're going to take anything away from this round, they did a much better job securing the power-ups, and it looks like they may secure the win with it right now.
Soul getting stolen, but quickly recaptured, and there you go. There's the sacrifice, as we will indeed see Top Gun taking control of map number 2 in a dominant 2-0 fashion, tying this series up at 1-1 and sending us over to a map number 3.
Yeah, nice recovery from Top Gun. Much better. I really don't think Totem Teles, from what I can recall, got a single power-up in that last round. So good job by Top Gun, putting the pressure, keeping the power-up out of the enemy's hands. And you can see, when the game's in the balance, Totem Teles had about 70% or so. So you figure if they didn't get those power-ups, and Totem Teles was the one who gets the power-ups, maybe that score is reversed, or it's even worse, So it's very important to do that, and it's clear they made a concerted effort, so good job.
Yeah, Totem Teles really struggling just to constantly sort of try to clear the board of their opponents. I mean, that soul was never really securely on a point for a very long time throughout most of that map there, so they were constantly struggling to try and get it back under their control there. And it feels like that the communication for them was a little bit more chaotic than what we were seeing from Top Gun, and that's why I think they were better off at getting control of the power-ups there compared to what we saw in the last map where the situation was kind of flipped a little bit.
Yeah, and I wonder if they were losing a little track of power-up time. Obviously, you saw some moments, as you mentioned, where they kind of got cleaned out and they were all respawning. But the real question is, why were they engaging on the obelisk area when the power-up's about to spawn and they risked their whole team? So the whole team died, and Top Gun's just sitting there by themselves, ready to grab the power-up. So they maybe want to rethink about the timing on their engagement and make sure they have time to back off as a team and get in good position to challenge for the power-up.
Well, you can see the map selections again there. Top Gun actually losing their map pick, and Totem Teles losing their own as well. They flip each other. Lockbox goes over to the Totem Teles, and Ruins of Sarnath goes to Top Gun. So we go to a map number 3, the map that they agreed upon, which is going to be Blood Covenant, to decide this series and decide the final slot for NA Quake Con Sacrifice teams, excuse me.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen now? I mean, neither team won the map they picked. I just don't know. And as we know, this is a very, this is one of the first map that's been released, so everybody has a lot of time on Blood Covenant. Very familiar map with all the players. It's all going to come down to execution, obviously landing the critical shots when you have to, and good team play, man. You got to organize around the power-up and make sure you run with it. You got to support your teammates. There's so many times we've seen it before, one guy trying to be solo with the quad, and then he just gets ganged up on by the opposing team, and that can really change the momentum of a quad. So you got to be sure that you're there as a team to support your member. Even if he has power-up, doesn't mean he's invulnerable.
A lot on the line right here for both of these teams. The potential for a great amount of exposure as well. I'm not even mentioning that too. We didn't even get to really bring that up as well. The chance to play on the QuakeCon stage, one of the biggest LAN parties in the US and one of the biggest in the world as well. So you're gonna have a lot of people watching there. Get that nice big stage exposure and that nice experience there to finally be bringing it on the first big tournament for Quake Champions.
Yeah, it's an exhilarating feeling to be at a big LAN event and to compete. Hearing the cheers and the oohs and the ahs and everything as you land great shots and other players land great shots and do excellent things. It's just one of those things that kind of gets the adrenaline going, as a player. Hearing the people cheering you on. It goes to say, like in sports, home field advantage, if you will. When people are cheering for you and giving you that positive energy, it does have an impact.
All right, so it looks like we've got everyone back in and set up. We just have to start the match itself and get the players loaded in and conclude the warm-up, and then we can begin and figure out if this is going to go, well, really towards either team here, as this is an open matchup at this point. Yeah,
it's really hard to predict. It went back and forth in both those maps. As we mentioned, neither team won the map they picked, which is kind of interesting. You don't see that very often. Usually one player or one team will win the map that they're pretty good at, but it's going to be interesting right now. I mean, this is it. It's similar to it's interesting. The two last games we've had in the elimination bracket, if you will, have gone to the third map, and we're getting a lot of drama here. Winner moves on to QuakeCon, loser goes home.
And indeed, we are going to get started with it here now. You can see Thumpa there briefing his team on how exactly they want to play this. The astronaut in training as well, as he was telling us before. So we'll have to see if he can earn some gaming accolades before he ends up going on to hopefully I'll become an astronaut.
Yeah, what a heck of an impressive resume. Let's see here. He's got his degree, and then on top of that, he's a naval aviator. And let's just add astronaut and maybe a future gaming champion on top of that. That'd be wow. Obviously, the astronaut's a little more of a big deal.
yeah. NASA.
Yeah.
No big deal at all. All right, guys, well, we've got everybody in for the warm-up now, so we just have to get through that, and then we can begin. Like I said, this is the last slot. We've already figured out our dual positions or our dual players yesterday. We had 12 players moving through out of 32 in our open bracket there that qualified through a series of open online tournaments into the closed tournament that we had played out yesterday. Same for Europe, of course. And then earlier today, we had the 4 European teams decided for Sacrifice, and today, well, we've got 3 out of 4 of the teams from North America decided, and there's 1 slot remaining. They've each taken a map off of each other, and it comes down to this third and final map on Blood Covenant to decide who is going to be moving into QuakeCon and who is unfortunately going to have to go home, maybe watch from the stands at that event.
Yeah, emotions definitely going to be riding high after this game, one way or another. This is tough. This is for all the marbles. This is where the pressure could get to you. You really got to block all that stuff out and just play your game right now. So let's see who can do that.
Let's get into it, folks. Round 1 has begun. So let's see if it's going to be Totem Teles or Top Gun that earn our final North American slot here. Bot mode. Taking a look at his perspective first. See, once again, top fragged in the previous map. There was 60 frags. Granted, only 2 rounds being played up, but still quite impressive considering he was able to get 30 frags in every round. He split those evenly. So in this one, right now, Griffin's got a pretty free cap. He can even rocket jump up on top. So pretty big mistake from Totem Teles, to be honest, letting his opponents get this cap pretty much for free.
Yeah, that was rather easy for Top Gun, honestly. I mean, he was just sitting there. Wait, but nice steal. I mean, hey, they didn't get much out of it. They only got 5%.
Soul taken.
Now, ckap is going to be able to push back up on top here as his opponents quickly took back control over that soul. Totem Teles, I think they actually purposefully kind of held back there a little bit to try and go for the quick steal on the clutch as they attempted to push back in with that. But then, obviously, while we saw the Ranger over here from the Top Gun side really ripping things apart, and they're doing it again here. Top Gun, specifically Thumpa, getting some great combo kills at the start of that fight right there, and trying to deny any attempt to steal away the soul. And once again, they did get the soul off of the obelisk, but the problem is, unfortunately, they weren't able to get it very far. They did get it up to the bridge now. They're trying to hand it off, and there we go. They also take down both Thumpa and and Pit who are trying to stop it there, so that should let them run over here into the church to get their first cap.
Yeah, nice little steal there. Still a good start for Top Gun, getting up to 21% off their first little bit of defense. If they can get it back here, if you're Top Gun, you really don't want to let Totem Teles get momentum. This is a good steal. They want to get it back, try to get the first power up, and really put the pressure on. You want to put that hole, dig Totem Teles a really big hole for them to get out of.
So Griffin still trying to chase down a theft of the soul as well here, as he looks to move into the church point and take that away. Sen holding back up at the top of the power spawn, as he's already looking in towards that as well. But he's going to be challenged pretty heavily by multiple players from Top Gun over here. Sen trying to push himself forward, just forces a teammate into the portal. As we see them getting very, very close to getting that cap, but at the final moment, theJeffreh comes in, turns it around, and he's going to start running the other direction here and get a pretty quick cap on that too.
Yeah, but while he's doing that, they're one player short at the power-up now. Pit running around with protection.
Pit's going to be able to get that one, and now he gets given the soul as they attempt to run back away here. Beautiful stuff from Pit. He's going to be able to pick that one back up, complete the run to the other side, and I believe he's going to get this cap pretty easily since he does have the protection, but he's also going to take some of these players down there trying to immediately steal it back. Knocks out one, and there's more waiting on the bridge and down below here, and he's going to be the focus, so Pit needs to make sure he has his senses about him, as he can still go down here even with that protection, and now especially since the protection has expired.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't popped it. I wonder if he's going to pop that shield here at the moment, because he was taking a lot of damage, even though he had protection. I felt maybe a little shield work could have really benefited his stack. Probably saving it, though, for a critical moment. That's why they're on stage, and we're here commenting.
Yeah, probably. That soul getting taken away once again, and Griffin, nicely done. Lines himself up for a great double kill on the nail gun there. Tries to do the same thing to the soul runner, but misses that opportunity.
Good little comeback here by Totem Teles. Top Gun got off to a good start, but if they can mount a good defense here...
It's the gauntlet clutch standoff again. And that soul's getting bounced all over the place right now. Neither team really able to get control of it. It just sits right outside of Totem Teles' own base. However, ultimately, at the end of the day, it is looking like they're going to be able to run it down below. But oh no, interference at the very final moment. And they toss that soul back away. theJeffreh is going to be able to pick it back up now, running it into the middle. Trying to complete the run back over there into the church. They're still behind overall here. The guys on Top Gun still have more percentage overall. They're still about 20% ahead, almost double of what Totem Teles has.
Yeah, but it does seem like they're slowly kind of maybe inching their way back into evening this up. I'm curious to see who gets this next power-up, because obviously we've seen it swings the match. So power-up's going to be critical.
Indeed they are. And Top Gun is about to capture it again, as we do have another power-up spawning in a second here. The Anarchy and plenty more from the side of from our blue team over here. Totem Teles is trying to pick it back up, but at the end of the day, Thumpa will be grabbing it for the side of Top Gun here, and he'll push back up pretty quickly. Tries to deny the theft. They almost got it out of there, but missed the toss, and now most of the Top Gun was able to kind of swing it here and completely overwhelm Totem Teles. Thumpa back on the point, making sure he pushes anyone that's trying to steal that soul away off of it, but still unsuccessful. He's rocket jumping forward, trying to leap across the map right now to stop that soul from being recapped. Fails at that, but his teammates are doing great interference on the point itself. And Thumpa, there you go. That's a nice little strategy.
Yeah,
we saw him use that before too. He's able to go on top of the obelisk. It's basically a free channel, and now he's going to try to run it in the other direction.
Yeah, nice little play, jumping on top of the obelisk, jumping up and down, shooting down on everybody below you. Seems like a good strat.
And there we go, completes the run. Let's waste a couple seconds on the injection here, but thankfully the damage done via the injection or the rockets following it are enough to force his enemy off, but they're set again with another slipgate kill.
Yeah, just denied. I mean, you thought you were going to get a rocket kill? No, I'm just going to slipgate frag you right now.
So back into Obelisk A, as Totem Teles is still lagging behind, trying to make a comeback happen here. Unfortunately, at that same situation, about a little more than half of what the guys on Top Gun are able to achieve here. Bot mode, unfortunately, does get knocked back out, so that should be a theft coming in there. As theJeffreh continues to dominate now, getting more and more kills. Sen trying to turn it around, but he can only get one in that situation.
Yeah, Top Gun looking pretty good, even though it has been in the balance several times. But Top Gun looking a little stronger here. Like they could pull away. It seems like they're just close to maybe pulling away at any moment. Totem Teles though making it hard on us.
And Totem Teles still trying to battle back, still trying to keep themselves in this match right now as Top Gun struggles to keep the lead at the same time. Sen forcing players away from their Soul Runner, and they're going to move together as a four-man group so that they can finally hold on to the defenses here. Meanwhile, Top Gun has completely given up on trying to push in and steal that Soul right now, as they've got a power-up to worry about. Yeah,
the power-up, definitely, this is huge. They just got a protection. This is one of the things we saw it in the last map by Totem Teles. mistiming their engagement so that they put a little investment in that soul and had no presence at the power-up.
Yeah, and again now over on that site itself, trying to steal it away. They do get it off, but now here's the problem though. They need to complete this run and actually start taking up for themselves, because Top Gun is only about 7% ahead of their opponents and letting so many of their players fall. Despite the potential successful cap is not even going to matter. They managed to get it onto their point, but again, they only get another 1 or 2% there, which is really not going to equate to much when Totem Teles is only 10% behind them now. theJeffreh's picking it up, and he's got a nice, clean run over into the church.
Yeah, didn't get much out of that protection run from Top Gun, not at all. So they got to be a little disappointed with that. Good job by Totem Teles to minimize, what they can do, and it's right back in their end. We got ourselves a tie game right now.
Absolutely, we do. And in a moment here, it is going to be Totem Teles taking control of the lead here, but maybe not for long, as you have another clutch steal coming back in. They try to stop from throwing the soul. They don't manage to stop that, but it doesn't get tossed very far, only to the very edge of this room currently. And ckap largely pushing himself into a corner there. It is looking like the guys from Totem Teles are going to temporarily get back control over the soul, but they can't get it back into their actual obelisk just yet, as another member of Team Top Gun was able to take it away too.
Yeah, nice little throw over the entire pillar area. His teammates, nice little pickup there. I'm curious to see if they can get this cap. Next power-up, again, going to be critical. This game is so close. So with the 8-minute mark, we'll see if Totem Teles does a better job and doesn't let Top Gun just have it like they have in the last couple
And theJeffreh, look at this, so brutal, just leaping into the fight with a gauntlet there to take down one of his opponents. Gets another fadeaway rocket on the Griffin. That seals the recap, but again, Totem Teles are going to be keeping the lead going here.
Yeah, that was big. Now they just need to keep their composure, make sure they're there as a team for this power-up at 8 minutes. So last time it was really all Top Gun there. So if they can steal this power-up, it's huge.
Bot mode still looking to hold on here, but unfortunately will find himself going down at the hands of Griffin. Another big fight over control for a power-up here too. theJeffreh just spamming on that SMG to make sure that his team gets it, and indeed they will. They give it to their Anarchy, so he's got the quad, but oh, sniped out from down below. Nicely found. He's going to be taken out of the equation there by ckap, just by a measly little LG too, so I don't think ckap actually even had that much health. Griffin, he's managed to steal the soul, but he's camping right now. He's trying to make sure he can stay out of the eyes of his opponents, so he can start to sneak around, and more specifically, obviously, he's waiting for his teammates to spawn back in this.
Yeah, a smart play. We've seen it a couple times when people get a little antsy, they get the soul, and like, oh, I gotta rush it right back, and they run right into a group of enemies. So you gotta use your teammates, let them communicate, let them tell you where the enemies are, when it's safe to come back and all that. So you can see they're taking care of it, but man, it's still, Totem Teles not making it easy.
So they leap over the bounds here now, over into their own obelisk. They are able to cap it again, but it's the same as many, many times before. It's not going to be a very lengthy cap. It only lasts for about 2 to 3% overall, putting them up to 61% now for the Top Gun side, and inching up to nearly 3/4 of the way for Totem Teles as they once again take control over the soul.
Yeah, you can see how difficult Totem Teles is making. Griffin was sitting there for a while, waiting for his teammate to call it that it's safe, waiting for them to clear some stuff out, and it really did take a long while. You got to give credit to Totem Teles for putting all this pressure on Top Gun, making it hard for them. This is a heck of a match right now.
Soul gets stolen again. Sam trying to hold on at this point, succeeds in doing so, but he still lost the soul as it goes over into Top Gun's area. But more players are already here, and there's the clutch shield, so they should be able to steal it back pretty simply. Oh, and theJeffreh coming in too to stop theJeffreh from following him. They will have to deal with interference on the middle of their own path. Pit killing himself too, so just knocking himself out of the running on the way back over towards Obelisk A. And theJeffreh, well, there we go, he completes the run, and now they're going to set up for defense again.
Yeah, a little defense. Get this. Actually, if they get the power up right here at 10 minutes, they can seal the deal.
theJeffreh again swinging things around over towards the top middle, as we do have a power being spawned here. ckap being left as the sole defender over on the point itself. He's going to be left there to defend it. The power up, though, as far as that is concerned, it is looking like that we did have another player. Actually, yeah, another player from the side of Top Gun was able to get control of that. So they have the protection. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean that Griffin is going to be able to immediately just win every fight, though. He's holding on. He's down to 4 HP, and eventually just going to kill himself there, outing him from the match. And now another one of his teammates is going to be able to pick up control. Specifically, ckap, I should say, is going to be able to pick up control over that protection. He's the last few seconds of it here to make sure that they get the soul back into their obelisk, and oh no! Just when they were about to get it, it seems like they lost it, but thankfully their Soarlight comes in to save the day.
Yeah, nice little here. They might get it right here, round 1. Oh, what a steal, just at the last moment.
Managing to take it away. Here's the thing, that soul's not getting very far. Sen getting a nice little telefrag right there, A second kill directly after that one as well. Right, theJeffreh killed somebody with a rocket. So now we see the cap come back in. The last few stragglers from the side of Top Gun are trying to contest it here, but Sen helping out with that kill as bot mode takes him down. There's no more stragglers remaining. They need to try and jump up on top. They didn't see it. He used that top strat again. Beautifully done. I think that was Thumpa.
Yeah, they didn't. They just had no
Pit.
clue.
It was Pit.
Well,
Pit used it too.
They had no clue he was up there. That was wow. Look up, gentlemen. Look up.
So there's Pit using that top of the totem strategy, or top of the obelisk strategy that worked out for him. Saves his team. His opponents didn't even realize it happened, and he just swooped right across the map into his own obelisk.
Yeah, clutch play, really saving the day right now. It's not over yet, though. They need to keep this out of Totem Teles' hand. They only need 1%, so they need to keep it on their end and get this next power up, if assuming they last so long, at 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a big scramble for control over this one. Not only this, there's another power up spawning in 15 seconds. The players from Top Gun have to split the priorities properly here. They have to delay long enough, or make sure that they get control over the soul for some time, so they can delay it until this power up spawns, get control of that, and then bring it back to their obelisk. Jeffreh's going to cap it. They need to focus on offense, but oh my goodness, look at this. The defense set up is so well. One player does sneak through the side hallway there, but Jeffreh just completely melts him down. They've got that protection, and can they get on the point in time? Yes, they can. They're going to be able to delay it a bit. Pit multi-frags, gets that double kill there. That's the steal again, and no, they're being pushed off. They're being held back here as the protection goes over to an opponent here now. DeathRow steals the soul, gets it off the point, but he cannot escape the immediate area where the obelisk is at. It's going to go back on top of the obelisk. They just need another second or two, and they can take it up to 100%, and there you go. It's Totem Teles taking round 1 of map number 3.
Epic first round. Nice job by Totem Teles. You know, Top Gun really made it interesting when they got that protection there at the end, pushed in. Slick play by Pit, you know, to even get to that point, standing on top of the obelisk, hiding in plain sight, I guess, if you will. Maybe they just thought he was a statue on top of the obelisk. He's a big robot statue. It was great play.
I don't even think they noticed it. There's actually a visual cue when someone is stealing it that I've noticed as well. That when you are on the obelisk, it starts to have this swirling effect around it when someone is stealing it, but they didn't realize that was happening, so they weren't really looking around for it because they just didn't see anyone on the obelisk itself.
Yeah, great play.
So you can see that visual cue that I was talking about there as well. When opponents are standing on it, there's a little swirling effect that happens around the actual obelisk itself. But we are amongst the chaos now, trying to see who is going to get initial control over that soul. It's going back and forth again. You'll note that there's a different obelisk choice this time for Totem Teles too. They've taken the long haul instead of going for the church. And theJeffreh working to defend it here, but that clutch is just so hard to counter. Yeah,
popping that shield, we've seen it many times with these teams. It's a great way to get in there and just, you know, delay long enough to take the soul out of their point and get a good pass off. So it's a very common strategy, and you see a lot of these teams using it very effectively.
They get it back pretty quickly though, and they're already almost up to 20%. There's going to be attempts to stop that now. Jeffreh switching over to the gauntlet, trying to push players back, but DeathRow backs up in his own regard. Keeps himself alive and allows for his teammates to steal that soul away. They're going to make a run over into the church now to start channeling for themselves. Thumper running interference here, making sure that he keeps the support going. Pit, he'll get the cap, and there's another telefrag from Sen. I would love to get a counter on just how many he's had in this set alone.
It's just, I keep hearing the player section too going, oh, it just seems like you're in a critical moment. Here's Sen with the Dire Orb again. I mean, it's great work by him, but good start by Totem Teles. Top Gun battling back a little bit. Curious to see again who gets this power up at 2 minutes. These games have been so close between these teams. You know, the power ups are absolutely influential.
So power up about to spawn in the very first one, which could determine who is going to be able to get early control of this matchup. DeathRow still trying to run some interference. In fact, he did just open up the site, but he's going to completely ignore the obelisk for right now, focusing entirely on that power up, trying to overwhelm us so that his team can get control of it, and it looks like that is what is going to happen. We do have the spawn coming in. The quad will go into the hands of Pit. He's got it, and he's going to completely tear apart all the defenders on this B obelisk, allowing him to steal that soul and make a run to the other side.
Yeah, nice squad run. Again, Top Gun doing a really good job. They've really recovered off of that bad performance from power up. You can see them circling around and now getting in position, and it has been making a difference. Even though they lost that first round here, if they're going to come back in this, they obviously need the quad. They need the protection to make that happen.
Thumpa, actually goes down to theJeffreh there at the last second. But theJeffreh holds on, gets one, maybe even 2 kills here while he still has the quad in his wraps here. Griffin trying to push it back, but no, can't hold on to the situation. The soul is going to get dropped off the point. A second player's there to retrieve it after he takes down the first one. Sen trades on to Griffin. The soul just barely off the point, so the guys from Top Gun should be able to retrieve it and bring it back onto the obelisk, but not before theJeffreh's going to move in and try to steal it away for his 3rd time now.
Yeah, some great rocket work actually by Jeffreh. I know he just died there, but he really took one of their teammates out of the Top Gun's teammates out of the game there, really knocked him in the air, took him out of the air with another rocket, did some damage on another guy right before he died. So even though you know, he didn't get didn't stay alive, did so much damage that it really enabled his team to push in and steal.
Pit holding on here for the time being as he tries to use the clutch shield once again to get it off of the obelisk. Succeeds in doing so. Is stopping Totem Teles. This clutch on Pit is doing a great job from stopping the guys on Totem Teles from really making a whole lot of progress in their obelisk, and it's helping them to tie this back up. Now they're only about 5% behind their opponents. Soul got dropped just inches away from them being able to capture it though, and now look, it's gone the other direction. It will reverse itself though as DeathRow takes down the Soul here. That's bot mode. And now DeathRow trying to complete the run. 1 HP I should mention there too. I believe he got it inside, but now 2 more players are going to move in. They've stolen the Soul away again, so no control at all really being given there for Top Gun. They only get 2% out of that.
Yeah, not much there. One health, as you just said. Just kind of ran in. He knew he was going to die. It was a kamikaze rush. Just get the Soul in the obelisk and hope your teammates can back you up. But Totem Teles was right there for him, and now they have it on their end.
Jeffreh holds on, and now there's a fight over the power-up too, as members of Top Gun were able to once again pick that up, taking the quad away. Thumba has it currently, but here's the problem. Where is he going? He's hanging out on the back side of the map. There's no one here. You need to use that quad to get into your opponent's faces here and actually do some damage. Now he's alone. Now he really can't go in. This is the problem. He's going about this all wrong currently. Thankfully, he's smart though. He takes a side lane, takes a position where he can cordon off his opponent to make sure that he takes them on one at a time. And with that, knocks out most of the defending forces, and now he's going to group with the respawns on his teammates there to make sure they can just brute force their way through everything to recap the Soul.
Yeah, a little recovery there. He almost charged right into the enemy team, but then gave his own team a little bit of time. Like I said, went up the stairs, backed away to a more defensible position with the quad machine gun, and gave his teammates time to back him up.
There's Pit using the gauntlet again, getting right up in his opponent's face. He actually doesn't even get the kill with the gauntlet. It's DeathRow that kind of steals the glory from him. Soul is going to get stolen. I don't really imagine, though, that it's going to get very far. Kind of get training up. But no, actually, they did manage to get it outside of that site. It looked like the defenses were set up pretty well, but apparently the numbers were too limited for Top Gun, so they were not able to hold on to it within the site itself. And ckap gets body blocked as he has a perfect run set up. He gets pushed back outside, and the red team now takes control of the Soul. Oh, my goodness! Set again and again and again. It's another Shrub Slayer medal for him.
And how about the angle on that? It's not like we've seen.
He had no clue where it was going. We timed that perfectly.
We've seen in-your-face slipgate frag. That was like a fade away, fall away. He just. Oh my gosh, man.
Bot mode now with the Soul in his possession is trying to run back, but he keeps getting pushed into these little spikes that are down to the ground. Trades another 1 kill, but now he's going to get surrounded by 2 others. But look, it's Zen again pushing in there. Unfortunately, can only get 1 kill with the Jeffreh rolling out. Double gauntlets for the Jeffreh, and he finally recapped it into Obelisk B.
Yeah, Totem Teles taking command right now. Top Gun got to be a little worried. They're starting to pull away with a little bit of lead here. But to the saving grace though for Top Gun, they have been securing these power-ups. So if they can get control of the 6-minute power-up, maybe they can turn the tides here. It's getting really interesting right now.
They've held on to it. 66% for them. They're 1/3 of the cap away from a ticket to QuakeCon for Totem Teles. We'll have to see if they can do it. Top Gun, they're running out of steam. They do have the power split again. And once again, they've gotten it for free. So they're going to be able to launch onto this point with the protection. Griffin doing some great damage here at the same time. Thumba does have the protection and the Soul now. He's not immune though. He's going to be getting low soon enough. But thankfully on that Anarchy, he's got the speed. And he's going to be able to run across the map and recap it for his team. He's got to be careful though. There was another attempt from Sen to slipgate frag him right there. But he was able to hold on, and now Thump trying to stay alive, trying to keep himself in the match right now. But things are going back and forth. But for now, it seems like Top Gun has control over the Soul inside of their obelisk, but it's not for long as it's already been stolen away again.
Yeah, good job though by Top Gun. They really have been securing the power-ups, but Totem Teles really not letting them get in the most out of that. You really think you like to clear out the other teams, really get a solid defense set up with it, but Totem Teles is having none of it. Right?
The last 2 caps that Top Gun got, they got a combined total of 6% off of that cap.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not going to cut it. Both times I think they needed a power-up pretty much to get it over there. So you're waiting 2 minutes for 3%. That's not enough, man.
Totem Teles is completely outclassing Top Gun right now, but regardless, Top Gun is keeping this as a close match. They've capped it once again. They've actually got it in pretty safe conditions here too. There's really only 1 or 2 players from Totem Teles hanging out on the outskirts right now. They're really not going to be able to make a viable push unless that clutch has a shield up. Then they could definitely push back in. We've already seen that multiple times. I don't think that was the case though. He was forced to hide back in the corner there, so he gets taken down by the Jeffreh, or excuse me, he gets taken down by one of the members of Top Gun under those circumstances here. And now, however, more players move back in. The Jeffreh's going to be able to steal this away. He takes it up. Now he's going to take the top path to run back around as we have a power-up spawn coming in another 15 seconds too, and this one could determine the round.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to be on top of this power-up. It looks like Top Gun's looking for defense. Totem Teles really could get that power-up right now because it seemed like Top Gun was more worried about him running over there at first.
Jeffreh holding on. They get the capping side. Now past 80%. That power spawn coming in right now as it goes onto the ground. They've only just picked it up, but it is going to go in Top Gun's favor. It's their protection, so they can use this to steal the soul again. And look at this, everyone pushing back in. Pit holding on, gets that double kill there. DeathThrow getting a third too. They should be able to steal it. There's some resistance from the outside of the site, but not nearly enough to prevent them from taking it. But look at this now, the French spawns, they're going to body block Pit. They're not letting him go anywhere. Pit's going to back up. He's got to get out of here. Thumbo though with the triple kill. Taking down ckap, bot mode, and theJeffreh is going to let Pit go through onto Obelisk A.
That's a nice feeling to have when you clear people out with a rocket launcher like that. Just line them up, mow them down, man. That's good run there by Top Gun. Again, a little bit of an error, I think, by Totem Teles. Top Gun has really been on top of the power-ups. Totem Teles, I thought, really had a chance to capitalize and end it, but they weren't there for the protection.
Soul stolen again by Totem Teles. They're going to get a clean run to the other side of the map where they can cap it inside of their long-haul cap point. But Pit, again, showing up with that rocket launcher there, getting a double kill for himself, and there's the clutch, running it back downstairs and starting it over to the other side. Neither team can get control anymore, as we're almost at 10 minutes in this round right here. Teams trying to go back and forth. theJeffreh picking up one right there with the LG. They can't really figure out even where this soul is right now. As we can see, the guys on Top Gun, they do have control over it currently. It's sitting in the corner. They're trying to delay this. They want to knock out these 3 players on the point before they go in for the cap, and now they'll push for it. Now they're going to make a full team push, but it doesn't work. It's been countered out here now, and the blue team, Totem Teles, is going to be stealing the soul back.
Yeah, man, it's very interesting. As you pointed out again, they had the protection, Top Gun stole it, but they didn't get many percentage points out of it. Again, that was like 3 power-ups when they maybe got 10% out of all that, 11%, not very much, man.
Soul's going back into the control of Top Gun again, and they are pretty close to running it into A. There's going to be interference, though. DeathThrow needs to get ready to fight as the clutch is coming back in. Doesn't have the shield up, but he doesn't even need it, as there's plenty of players from Totem Teles that can go. Again, only 1 or 2% being picked up there by Top Gun at the end of the day, and it's enough to keep this close. They're 10% behind Totem Teles. If they can keep this close and keep running it back and forth, then they will be able to possibly tie this one back up and steal this round away. Power-up spawn coming in right now, but all these players are focused on the Obelisk, as we can see Totem Teles are just 5% away from a Quake slot. The power-up spawns, and who did get it? It's Sen from the side of Totem Teles. He's going to push back in. It's another telefrag for Sen, and with that, it's going to let them win the game. Totem Teles are going to QuakeCon as they take the series 2-1.
Wow, how about those slipgate frags from Sen, man? I mean, several times he came through in the clutch. It was a good attempt by Top Gun. They were really running those power-ups, but unfortunately for them, at the end, the power-up that they really needed. Oh my gosh, bot mode again.
78 frags.
Woo! Bot mode, beast mode. I don't know what to call this kid anymore. What an animal. That's all. I mean, but yeah, but
I think he had well over 200 frags in that series.
Jeez. It's a good performance.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Remember I was talking about steak dinner earlier with KGP? Maybe I think bot mode deserves a nice steak dinner from his teammates today.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, seriously, that was excellent. And again, some of those highlights, Sen. It just seems like anytime they needed something big, Sen would come in with that slipgate frag. Obviously, bot mode was cleaning it up on the average. Unfortunately for Top Gun, they mounted a good comeback in that second round. They were getting all the power-ups, but the one power-up they really needed, Totem Teles secured their win.
We can see the reality of the situation setting in for Totem Teles. They've done it, they've accomplished it, and they've qualified for QuakeCon, and they now have their chance to go on to the main Quake World Championship sacrifice bracket, where they could earn up to $300,000 if they go on to win the whole tournament.
I love seeing the intensity, the reactions from the players. Again, it brings back, I actually get the same emotions. It's almost like I'm up there on the stage with them because it brings back all my tournament memories. I'm really excited for all of these players. Great job at Totem Teles. See you in